Hey, so I got another deep conversation for y'all today. I was talking to somebody on the Wawa, and I'm getting like 2 calls today, but we were talking about some real shit, and it's like, why do black families always want to kick their children out at 18 and shit? And you feel like that's putting us at a disadvantage. I guess my whole thing is, I guess it depends on the family, but let's talk about more in a general sense, man. I don't think we should be doing that. I think that's habits we gotta stop. I don't know what this new generation gonna do about the kids coming up, because a lot of the parents are still immature themselves, so I'm not sure how that's gonna work out. But maybe we won't make those same mistakes. At least I'm hoping we don't make those same mistakes, But I feel like, that's putting us at a disadvantage. Because at 18, you really ain't ready for the world. As grown as some of us thought we were at 18, it's just like once we started paying bills and having different experiences and stuff like that, like we found out the hard way, what it was to be grown. You know what I mean? Like, I was out of the house by like 18, 19, and, I bounced around and stuff like that too. So, and I can reflect now, being 26, it's like, when I look back at it, like I wasn't ready for like some of the things that were happening. Some of the advantages I had though was like, I was really, resourceful, and I had, friends to kind of help me out along the way, but who's to say that's everybody, you know what I mean? So it's just one of those things, man. I feel like maybe other cultures ain't putting their kids out at 18, you feel me? Like when you think about it, like I don't think a lot of Asian members or Indians or other cultures, I don't really think they kick their kids out at 18. They're like, for what? I think they allow the kids to stay home, go to college, save up money and stuff like that. Do they charge them rent? I don't know. I can't say. But it's like black families do this shit all the time. It's like, well, if you're going to stay in my house, you got to pay rent, you got to do this and the third. And you kind of putting them at an advantage. And I know y'all seen a lot of Facebook memes about this shit too, where it was just like, black families always want to, say, oh, you can stay here, some shit like that. And you got to pay like, this amount of rent and stuff like that. But you're supposed to be saving up and getting an apartment and all that. If you pay your own phone bill, that's one thing. But it's just, I don't know, man. I just feel like black families need to train instruction how we do things, and how we conduct ourselves as far as raising our kids, and because we're not teaching them how to get to the next step. I feel like nobody's telling them about how to save, how to invest their money. We're not sitting down, discussing taxes and shit like that. Like, how many of y'all know really how to fill out taxes every year? You know what I'm saying? You go to people who do it, but how many of y'all know the right forms to fill out, when you start a new job? How many of y'all know about stocks? How many of y'all know about investing? How many of y'all even know about anything about economics in general? And that's where the other cultures come in, because it's like other cultures teach their kids about economics and, a lot of, financial stuff, and when they get out there on their own, they're pretty much all set, and they're not at a disadvantage. We're not talking about credit in our families. Nobody's really teaching our kids that. We're just going out here living day by day, and just trying to survive, I guess, in our daily struggles and shit like that. So I just feel like, black families could do a lot better. Instead of trying to kick their kids out at 18, I feel like we should just, at 18 is when we should really start focusing and teaching our kids on credit and stuff like that, and helping them into the transition of moving out on their own. I understand some families don't get along, so like that, and you just got to be out in debt and shit like that, for your own mental health. And I feel like if you're gonna do that, matter of fact, I can't say that. Let me take that back. If it comes to a situation like that, I feel like the parents should be able to, be the bigger person. At the end of the day, you're the parent, and it's just some shit you just got to put aside. Because at the end of the day, this is your child. You always want to make sure that, they're transitioning well. Now, I understand now some kids can be hard-headed, some kids are difficult, so I get that part. I can't really speak on that too much and say what to do, because, there's really not a code of parenting. But I don't feel like, a lot of teenagers are ready for the world at 18. I guess another thing to go with that would be, you know, we need to start working on having what's the word I'm looking for? Healthy relationships in black families. I feel like there's like a lot of mental health issues. There's a lot of unhealthy habits that we have, you know, as black people, and you know that, you know, is kind of and that's kind of the reason why, you know, we have that miscommunication and we think it's okay to kick somebody out of 18 and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, sometimes, you know, it's good to stop pulling people's cards. Like, shit, my mother do something wrong. Well, me and my mother just got that type of relationship. Well, it's just me. But it's just like, you know, my mother do something wrong, or I feel deeply about something. Oh, yeah, I'm going to say something. Especially if I feel like she definitely in the wrong. Oh, yeah, I'm pulling her card. I'm checking her on her. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, me and my mother will engage in dialogue. You know, at least now that we're both adults and shit like that, you know. We will engage in dialogue, so it's just like I feel like we black families just need to start having more dialogues, you know, with their teenagers and with their, you know, with their adult kids, you know, just because I feel like a dialogue go a long way. When you have a better understanding, you know, you could, you know, perform better in black families. You know, the dynamic isn't as what's the word I'm looking for? Damn. You know, the dynamic isn't as dysfunctional as it has been before. So, you know, it's just something to think about. You know, I just want to toss that in y'all ear. You know, let me know what y'all think. You know, snap me, message me.